This is a review of the WANDRD PRVKE Backpack version 2. But first, here's a bit of background on why I've decided to make this video. I've reviewed over 100 backpacks over my years as a professional wedding photographer and editor at Shotkit. Every time I get sent a new backpack, my first criteria of whether to talk about it or not is it unique? Does it look unique? Does it offer some unique features that other bags don't? Because let's face it, the world doesn't need another Me Too camera bag. And that's exactly why I've decided to review the WANDRD PRVKE camera backpack today, because I believe that it is a unique camera backpack. Now, is it the best one of the year? Well, I'm going to delve into the pros and the cons and have a closer look at it, and then hopefully we can come to a conclusion together. But why the need for a version 2 of the PRVKE when the first version was so insanely popular? Well, it turns out that there wasn't that much wrong with the original PRVKE, but over the years, the people at WANDRD have been receiving all the feedback from their users, and they've gradually refined to create this, the version 2, which does have a few different features to it, which I'm going to flash up on the screen now. But overall, it's very similar to the first version, just a better version of it. Alright, so let's start at the front, shall we? These straps, these are one of the new things on the new version of the WANDRD PRVKE, and I actually like them. They're really thin, so you think that they wouldn't be comfortable, but I've got this bag loaded up now with I'm guessing around 10 kilos, maybe more, full of gear, and it feels really comfortable. It's nicely distributed over the shoulders. You also see here I've got my hat hanging on one of these kind of elasticated straps here. I'm not quite sure what they're meant for. I'm guessing it's for like a lens cap or something that you can quickly put in there, but I've just got my hat hanging there, which is kind of nice. Same thing on the other side, except it's not elasticated. And then we've got all these, I'm not sure what they're called either up here, these kind of molle, are they? Is that the technical term for them? You see them on like army backpacks and that, and it's just places that you can hang off a carabiner. Hang other stuff off there, but yeah, you'll end up looking like a bit of a SWAT team guy. So yeah, I'm not likely to do that, but it's nice to know that they're there if they're needed. Other thing that we've got here is a sternum strap. I'm not going to be able to do that up one-handed, but this is removable and adjustable. I kind of find with backpacks, I don't know if it's the shape of my body or what, but the sternum strap is usually quite high up, and it's kind of cutting off my hair supply sometimes. So it's nice to know that I can actually move that down, and you can do it now actually, just pulling it down like that, and it's more above the top, like the upper half of the, I guess the middle part of my chest, which is where it should lie, and that nicely distributes the weight and just makes it overall a bit more comfortable to carry. But yeah, I'm loving the straps on this PRVKE. Okay, let's talk about looks. With the PRVKE, WANDRD has managed the kind of design that the cool kids love. It's that perfect balance between hipster travel and techie photographer, and it's got that kind of look that the Instagram generation absolutely loves. Whether you're a photographer or just someone who's after an everyday bag, then you really can't go wrong with the way that this PRVKE looks. The version 2 has just carried on from the success of the version 1. There's not that much different to it in terms of the design. In fact, it's very hard when you have them next to each other to find anything different at all. But those small tweaks and changes have resulted in another very cool looking camera backpack that I think is going to be extremely popular. Alright, so let me run you quickly through some of the features of this bag. So starting at the front here, you've got this pocket, and it's nice and deep. It runs the whole length of the front section of the bag. And on the side here, you've got this kind of expandable side pocket, which can be used for a water bottle or a tripod, and then this clip here with a strap used to fasten whatever it is that you put in there. Onto the back, you've got this hidden pocket, which we can use for, I guess, passport, or just something that's, not your phone or anything bulky like that, but just something that you want to hide away there and keep close to your back, so when you're traveling around backpacking, no one's going to be able to pickpocket you. And on the other side, this is one of the side access points. This is the only side access point, I should say, into the bag, so that when you have your camera cube set up, which I'm going to show you in a minute, you can reach through with the backpack still on your shoulder and grab your camera. And then we've got another one of those clips here, so you can I guess, secure something there, but there's nothing to stop it from falling out. So maybe a light stand if you hooked over, you know, one of the legs on top of here, or a tripod. Again, if you did that, you'd have to really tighten this up and use the third leg as it were, like that, so to stop it from falling down and sliding off the bag. And then we're back to the front. All right, now you've got this giant clip thing. That's what secures the roll top portion of the bag together, and you've got the newly designed magnetic tote handle here with the 3 magnets that run up the inside of both sections of the tote handle, and just provide like a really nice place to just grab the bag when you're on the move. Now I'll show you the inside of it. Oh, one more thing. Up at the top here, you've got this nice kind of deep-ish, it's about the depth of my hand, pocket that's all furry and nice to touch. This is for things like mobile phones, sunglasses, anything that you don't want to get scratched. And yeah, that's kind of in a nice position there, right at the top, kind of out of the way of the front and the back of the bag. It's in its own little section there. All right, so we already talked about these straps. So the next thing we're going to talk about is getting into the back panel. So you just open it with a zip all the way around like that, and you've got these 2 zippered sections here, which normally they'd be done up, but I've got them open here just to show you the 2 different configuration options on the inside. Now there's this Velcro divider, which when you've got it down, you can use this whole section just to stuff with clothes or whatever you want. And then if you're using the camera cube, you put it up there, and that creates kind of like a shelf, so that this upper portion is separate from that camera cube, which would normally be there, which I'll show you in a minute. So this section can be accessed through this meshed panel, and also through the top, this roll top access point. So you can get in it there. That's where my hand's gone. And then the top portion of the backpack panel, you've got this space for up to a 17-inch laptop and a big ass tablet, so you could get your iPad Pro or whatever in there. So there's 2 separate padded sections, which is nice. And then this Velcro strap just to keep everything in place. All right, so before I tell you about the camera cube on the WANDRD PRVKE, then it's a good time now to talk about this, which is the WANDRD PRVKE LITE, which is like a mini version of the full-size PRVKE. This is the 31 litre. I should mention as well, this comes in a 21 and a 41 litre as well, but the one that I've been reviewing is 31 litres. And this one is I think it's 15 litre, and it expands by another 3 or so litres when you roll this upwards. This is basically a mini version of its big brother. It's got all the same features. One key difference actually that I wanted to tell you about is that there's no camera cube that's removable. It's all already inside the bag here, and then you can just change the position of the dividers as you would do with a camera cube by altering these Velcro dividers and these Velcro straps to keep everything in. And it's also much lighter than the full-size PRVKE. So yeah, that's a nice option. It's also a little bit cheaper as well. We'll come back to the pricing later on in this review, but just thought I'd tell you about that. So now let's have a look at the actual camera cube of the full-size PRVKE. All right, so this is how everything looks when you've got a camera cube in there. So I've got my 2 cameras, a mini drone, and spare lens there, and some batteries underneath the lens. And then I've got some wireless triggers and a flash. Okay, 2 other little storage places that I neglected to mention before. One is here, kind of hidden away at the top right hand side or the left hand side, depending on how you're looking at it, but there's a pocket here and a little clip for keys. That's nice and hidden away, so hidden that I didn't tell you about it. And one thing on the bottom here as well, there's a zip for, I have no idea, but it's there. I guess rainfly, probably. You put the rainfly in there and then you take it out and then store it back in there. So yeah. Right, now let's talk about what I like and what I dislike about the PRVKE after using it for about a month. Now, first off, I love the look of it. That hasn't changed since the first version of the PRVKE. Still looks a great looking bag, very unique. Nothing else out there that looks like this. So that's a big thumbs up from me. Alright, on the flip side, let's talk about something that I dislike. Now, that the handle, while it is useful to just come and grab, these magnets, like there's 3 of them now. I think in the previous version there was 1 or maybe there were 3, but the same kind of issue plagued me, that they're just not strong enough. Like they don't, as soon as you grab it, it comes apart. Even trying to just put them together now, just to show you, they're not strong enough to hold together. So that kind of, it's a little bit annoying. Okay, so the next thing that I like about the WANDRD PRVKE is the material that they've chosen to use, which is super hard wearing, and because of this waterproofing, you can just wipe it down and all the dirt and grime will just come off it. So that's kind of unique to this. It's almost like the material for a waterproof camera bag. Obviously you're not going to be able to submerge it, but it is really, really weatherproofed and weather sealed, and yeah, I'd be confident to go out in any conditions. All right, let's talk about something else that I dislike about it. And that's this, the water bottle stroke tripod holder. So as you've got this kind of tripod holder-ish solution here that I talked about earlier with, yeah, hanging the legs, you know what I meant. On this side, I choose to carry a water bottle, and it is not quite deep enough to hold the water bottle tightly so that, well, basically, unless it's upright, or if I'm running, it's going to bounce out. As soon as the bag turns this way up, it starts to slide out. So that's kind of a bit of a strange design choice, or rather, I wish they'd done that a little bit better anyway. Okay, so another thing that I like about the WANDRD PRVKE is this roll top, which gives it another few litres of capacity, which is really useful for people who go away on holiday and then they buy too much stuff and they need to stuff things into the top of their bag. So that is nice, but on the flip side, as you can probably hear, I don't know why they choose to put these Velcro fastenings on the actual roll top, because I don't think they're necessary, but maybe you correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, they do make it a lot more secure when you've tied it, when you've rolled it down like that, but I don't like them there because every time you open it, it makes a noise. And if you are a wedding photographer or just someone who doesn't like making this ripping sound every time you open your bag, it gets kind of annoying. So yeah, I don't think those needed to be there, but that's just me. All right, let's go with 2 things that I like about the PRVKE, because I feel like I've just been bagging it out completely. And the first thing are these zipper pulls and just the way that the zippers slide. Now, initially when I first got this bag, I did an Instagram story and I said that I was kind of annoyed about how poorly they slid around corners, but it only took about a day or 2 and everything's gliding nice and well. And as I said before, the weather sealing, especially on the zippers, is top quality. So I really like that. And one other thing is the feel of it on your back. I mentioned it before, it's just really comfortable. The straps are great and they're super thin as well. So it keeps the bag a little bit lighter. It's not the lightest bag, but at least these aren't bulky, weighing it down. So those are 2 other things that I really like about the WANDRD PRVKE. As for the pricing of the all-new WANDRD PRVKE, for the 21 litre version it's $199 US, 31 litre goes up to $219 US, and for the 41 litre it's $239 US. And then you can select various other kind of bundles which add on photo cubes and straps and all that kind of thing. I really think it's great value, especially when you consider that WANDRD offer a no questions asked lifetime warranty. So if anything does go wrong with your PRVKE, you can just send it back to them and they will repair it, or they'll send you another one for free. So there you have it. Whether you go for the WANDRD PRVKE Lite or the full-size WANDRD PRVKE, I think you're going to be really happy. It's a great hard-wearing, well-designed, stylish camera backpack, and whether you use it for your photography gear or you're just going to use it as an everyday carry, I think you're going to be really happy. I also think it's great value for money, especially with the WANDRD worry less, worry more, travel more, worry less guarantee. I don't know what it is, but it's a warranty and it's lifetime, and that's all you need to know. So yeah, click the link below to find out the pricing in your local currency, and I hope you enjoyed my review.